Hello everyone, it is Jacob here, and this will be my PvP slash PvE build review for stuff and wand build. Not scripted, so if I forget something I will try to put it into a description, or you can ask in the comment section below. And let's get straight into it. First I will go through my PvP build. I yesterday swapped to one bow, so I'm not having all the skills leveled. Obviously you would like to have all of them on purple level 5. But I will go over the skills. The first skill here provides you with magic, melee and ranged hit chance, and most importantly ranged melee and magic evasion. I'm mainly a frontline healer, so defenses are really important to me. So this skill provides you with the defense you need to sustain when you get jumped by melee players mostly. If you get targeted by mages, you are most likely dead with my build, because it is focused on melee evasion and ranged endurance, so there's no magical defense in that. So when you get targeted by mages, you will die most likely, unless someone peels for you really quickly. But yeah, first skill mainly for defense is pop it when you get jumped. You just press the button, you get the stats, and you are more evasive when you get jumped by melee players. Second skill, also a defensive option here. Icebound armor, that is done through a specialization here. I will go over them later, but I use that skill also when I get jumped or when I get targeted by mages. Like, you can see fireballs and the ice spikes flying towards you, so you just press it and you are immune to any damage for almost 2 seconds, or around 2 seconds. So that's your second defensive flares. It is on 1 minute cooldown, so yeah, you need to count with that. You can use it once per life pretty much. So yeah, just try to mitigate the biggest damage coming to you, or when you get surrounded by plenty people. That will allow you to survive for 2 more seconds and maybe get a cooldown off on your fountain of life to put it down before you die for the rest of the team, to keep them up alive for a little bit longer. Third skill here, a utility, Salvation Chain. Its cooldown gets reduced with levels, so as you level it up you can use it more often. I use it without any specialization to pull my tanks out of dangerous situations, like when they get surrounded or when they are out of their mobility cooldowns, so I can pull them out of fights when needed. So yeah, basically for the people that get caught out of position. If you would like to get way more defensive but struggle with the mana a little bit more, you can use the specialization on the skill that is called Redemptive Barrier. That will allow you basically to use it as a defensive layer. I'm not sure at which points would I swap to it though. Probably this. So you can put it like this, and that turns the skill into a mana shield basically. So you pop it and you get a mana shield, and when you get damaged to your mana first before your life. So what you do, you put, when you get focused, you put fountain under you, then you pop the shield, and then you also need to specialize in this immune to CC in Inner Peace, and you start casting Inner Peace on your circle while having the mana barrier up, and that will allow you to basically get the damage to your mana and regenerate your mana fast as well, so that combo can keep you alive for a pretty long time. but I'm not using that in my party because my party is able to keep me alive well enough. So I rather take the duration here and keep them alive, since they are keeping me alive, right? Next skill, Fireball. I'm a healer, I'm a support of a tank party, so we are not expected to do any damage. So this is purely a utility skill here. If I see someone getting focused, like some enemy getting focused and he's getting low on HP, you can expect the enemy team to start healing him. And what this skill does with this specialization, it reduces the healing income by 80% if you hit that. So I'm not using it for damage. Of course, if you have the time, you are not getting focused and you have the time, you can charge it to full and then do it. Like it hits for free 4k sometimes times 2. So yeah, it is not a negligible damage, but we are using it for the healing debuff basically. So you can cast it while running around, you just tap it, instantly cast it, and the target gets debuffed with a healing debuff for 2 or 3 seconds. Almost 4 seconds. Okay, so that's why that skill is there. The next skill here, Judgment Lightning, is this one here. That's there to shred tanks' defenses, because with the specialization that I use on it, it reduces the block chance of the targets. So you cast it like this. Shield block minus 30%, and you can cast it twice, and it also spreads around the target you cast it on. The shield block shred lasts for around 4 seconds, so try to not cast it try to not cast the second cast too quickly, because you can do it like this, like almost 5 seconds, wait, and cast it again, and you basically shred their shield block chance for almost 10 seconds, like that. So you can cast it, cast some other spells in between, then cast it again. You can, yeah, you can help your DPSs kill the tanks, focusing you or focusing other people there. So those are 2 utility skills that are there to help other people to kill targets, basically. With my E skill, I have a mobility here. Frost smoke screen without any specialization. It just allows you, when you get jumped and you use this, for example, and this already, and you don't feel safe still, and some melee is still focusing you, you can just jump out, they get slowed, you can keep running. When I jump once, most often they will just leave me and they don't care anymore. But you can jump twice when needed. Fuck me, I just got stuck. Can I get out for... yeah. If they don't leave you, you can just blink again, basically, and leave the freezing ground behind you. And they will eventually leave you because they are not able to catch up with you if they don't have their cooldowns up. And they most likely use their cooldowns to get to you in the first place. So you blinking out from them just leaves them behind for your party and your damage dealers to deal with them, basically. So that's my escape tool here in this kit. Now for the support skills, Swift Healing, obviously, max that skill first. Once you get everything to purple level 3, just max this first. Its healing output is like insane. You can cast it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. It heals for 3.5k with my setup. If it crits, it's like 4k. If it heavy hits, it's 9k. You know, you can top up healers, top up tanks really quickly, especially if you put the second skill on them first. which is Blessed Barrier. That's this thing here. If I heal myself now, you can see the heals get bigger, like 4k there. So yeah, so that's a heal. The second skill is Blessed Barrier. It increases the defenses of the people that get hit by it. Recently I switched to the AoE. Previously I've been using it like this just to keep myself alive, so you cast it on yourself and you keep yourself alive that way, while the tanks keep themselves alive way easier than you. In my party we figured out that if I survive the initial engagement, or if I survive the initial engage, I can then keep healing my party pretty much indefinitely until their cooldowns come off. So what my party is trying to do is keep me alive through the initial engage, and I then keep them alive throughout the rest of the fight. So, but yeah, you can with target expanded, you can use it on your entire party. They recently increased the range, so it is quite big actually. So it is really easy to hit all 6 people with that when you guys play together. And as you can see, it is on, for me specifically, it is on 22.2 seconds cooldown, and it lasts for around 20 seconds as well. No, for around 12 seconds. So let's check my buffs here. I'll cast it. Yeah, it sticks there for around 12 seconds. I have 2 other wand users, 2 to 3 other wand users in my party, and as you can see, it basically 2 people with wand in your party is able to keep this buff up pretty much indefinitely. And what it does, it increases the defenses, and then during the day it increases the healing received by everyone affected by it, and at night it increases endurances, so increases defenses even higher, even better. And for the first 2 seconds of the skill, the targets get double heals pretty much, so really nice to top people off. And this, it lasted for almost 12 seconds with this 1 second node here. If I get rid of it, it is only 9 point something. So the 1 second here increases the duration by almost 3 seconds. So yeah, really nice point to have to get higher uptime of this. Third skill, invincible wall. I use it with target expanded and range increased. Why like that? Because we stick together, and most of the times when we stick together, like in our Fountain of Lives, we get focused by meteors and other AoE skills. So I need to hit multiple people with Invincible Wall when we all, the utility there is when we all get the healing debuff on us, which enemy mages do that by using focused fire bombs and meteors. Meteor has also the healing debuff specialization on it, which is one of them does it. This. So when your tank party gets hit by this, they are dead unless you are able to keep them alive throughout the healing debuff, since your only cleanse is on Clay Salvation, which I will get into in a second. So this provides you a buffer. It is almost 2k shield for 6 people in a party, so that's 12k shield. If you use the single target version, which you would use on a single target, obviously, that one that's getting focused, when you are playing like in a DPS party and one of you is getting in first and he gets focused, so you can precast it on him. But it would give you like 4k shield. So obviously here the 12k is much more. And if 2 of my tanks die, the entire group should die as well anyway, so I'm trying to keep everyone alive with this basically. Clay Salvation is a big heal, but I use it as a heal sometimes, but most of the times I use it as my only cleanse with the weekend removal specialization here. So with this, when your party gets debuffed with the healing debuff, you use this and you hope that it hits the healing debuff basically. So I cast my Invincible Wall, then I cast my Clay Salvation while we all are standing on Fountains of Life, so that should keep your party alive, hopefully. Especially when other wand users in your party also use Invincible Wall and also use Clay Salvation, so that it is not only me using the Clay Salvation, it is also the second healer using the Clay Salvation in the party, hoping we hit most of the people with the healing debuff and cleans the healing debuff from them, so the Fountain of Lives can keep us alive. So the next skill is Fountain of Life as the ultimate from wand. This skill is crazy. Its duration is like, how much? 6 seconds. Cooldown is 26 seconds. So if you have 3 healers, you can keep this up almost indefinitely. If you have 4 like Sword and Shield wands, 3 Sword and Shield wands and 2 healers, you can keep this up pretty much indefinitely. And they stack on each other because it is not a buff, it is a ground effect. So when multiple people put their Fountains of Life on the ground, they stack together and heal together. On my specific role, I will use this selfishly unless I feel safe, because that's a tool that keeps you safe when you get stunned and such. So yeah, also I use it as a pre-buff when I need to heal someone for big numbers. I can put this on me, which will stack one of my passives. I will go over them in a second. So it will stack my healing passives here, and then I can start casting my heals and they will heal for more basically. Even the shield will shield you for more. And yeah, basically when you have the buff up, everything is higher. You have higher mana regen as well, so when you are really struggling with mana, you are running low on mana, just hide somewhere, because I'm not using the crowd control immunity on my mana regen. Just hide somewhere, put the Fountain of Life under you and start casting your mana regen. That will most of the times just recover around 60% of your mana just using these 2 spells together. When it is raining, it regenerates all your mana. When you can find a puddle of water in some locations, it will recover all your mana every time, because the mana regen from the Inner Peace is just insane. So the last skill here is Inner Peace. As I said, that's your mana recovery tool. When you start running low on mana, you just pop up Fountain of Life, you pop up Inner Peace, and you should be good to go for another 3 or 4 minutes. It has 44 seconds cooldown, so you can even use it on cooldown. And yeah, you should have no issues with mana on this class once you get all your skills to higher levels though. Once you get Inner Peace to purple level 5, it is really noticeable difference with the mana sustain on this build. For the passives, Devotion on and Emptiness increases your skill heal. Noble Revival again increases your skill heal. As you can see, I have 11,000 mana, so that's like 33% increased healing from this. Selfless Soul, that's the buff that is stuck in on you when you put Fountain of Life under yourself, or when you heal someone and heal yourself as well. It keeps stuck in the buff on you up to 5 stacks. So this helps you top yourself up, because it grants you a health recovery and regen, not only to you, but also to allies that get hit by your heals. So even when they are standing in your Fountain of Life, they will get higher healing from this, because they will get the buff as well. And also increases your skill healing by 8.2% per stack, so that's like 40% more healing from this. And the last skill here for PvP, Saint's Oath. Taking skill damage has 20% chance to increase skill heal, healing received, Amito healing, and potion healing by 15%, and that is stuck in up to 5 times. This is, you will notice this especially when you get jumped by multiple people, or when you get jumped by a crossbow user. He will stack it up on you like instantly, and then it only takes 1 heal for you to top yourself up. Basically you will heal yourself for 20k with just 1 swift healing. So this is where this buff excels. So when you, for example, when you get healing debuffed for 3 seconds and you are getting focused, just pop all your defensive, like this, try to cleanse this, before that try to pop this, and the healing debuff should wear off, and you will also be healing yourself and other people in the party like this. Like, don't use Oreo Swift healings at once, use them like this. Wait a second, and then wait a bit and use your third heal. That allows you to recover some HP, to hopefully not die before the healing debuff wears off, and then use the last heal to top yourself up, because you will be buffed by your Selfless Soul and Saint's Oath as well. So this combo keeps you alive in most fights. And for the next 4 passives, those are coming from stuff. Skill damage increases your healing output, so that's a no-brainer there. Echoing Barrier gives you a decreased silence duration when you get silenced by other people, and it also increases bind, silence, and sleep resistances. If you get slapped, bound, or silenced, it increases those respective resistances for 9 seconds. So you should, if you survive the silence, you should have, or you survive the bind, you should have an easy time for the next 9 seconds to keep everyone and yourself alive, thanks to this passive. The number here is like pretty low, 290, I believe. On the purple level 5 it is around like 500 something. So yeah, it is quite noticeable. The next one is Mana Amp, increases your maximum mana pool, which increases your healing in turn. So I was running at around 13k mana, I believe. So these two work together like this. This one increases your skill healing per 1000 mana. This one increases your maximum mana. So those work together, and it also increases your max health. So it helps you survive. And the last one increases mana regen when you are not moving, basically. So when you are really low on mana, try to hide somewhere wait for 2 seconds for the buff to come up, cast your Fountain of Life, then start casting this while having the asceticism out, and that will top you on mana most of the times. So yeah, that's for the skills themselves. As a block, I'm using Chaotic Shield because when you manage to block a Fury attack with it, it will give you a free heal that costs no mana, that you can use either on yourself, on your party, and that heal also recovers some stamina, so that helps the tank party. When you recover their stamina, they can recover their mana and health more reliably. So yeah, I'm bad at blocking, so I rarely get the Chaotic Shield block out. But yeah, use that when you get jumped by fast attackers, like when you get jumped by crossbows. Just use block and don't care about them at all. They will stack your healing buff, they will deal pretty much no damage. And you can heal other people with stronger heals. Now for the skill specializations. Swift healing, healing transfers, healing. So when you are healing someone, 50% of the healing goes to you as well. When you are healing yourself, you are getting the original heal plus this 50%, I believe. Yeah, seems like that. So that's that. Consecutive use can be used up to 3 times. That's a no-brainer when you are in a party with 6 people and you need to heal them one by one. You just pop heals, basically. And skill range makes it to be able to cast an almost 20 meters range, which is pretty long. So when you are defending castle, for example, or you are standing on some obstacles like towers or walls, you can heal your people that are pretty far out. Like I would be able to heal Gertrude here if it was a friendly target. So as you can see, its range is pretty wide, and the same range applies to your Clay Salvation and Invincible Wall if you use the ranged increase on those as well. So you can use your support skills from far away. Clay Salvation, mainly used for the cleanse, so beacon removal, and increased range, because I really don't want to stick with my tanks anymore. I just go to them when they are popping bastions just to get the bastion buff, then I go to the side somewhere just to not get focused with them. It worked at first, the first few weeks. It is not working anymore because people just caught up with gears, basically. So yeah, now it works how it should. If I stick with my tanks, I'm dead. So yeah, you just need to find your spot somewhere to be sort of safe, to be able to use terrain to your advantage. Yeah. Blessed Barrier, targets expanded with effect duration, changes the Blessed Barrier into AoE skill, so you can hit your entire party with it, and increases the duration, obviously. Targets expand on Invincible Wall, targets expanded and range increase, so you can shield your entire party with it instead of only one person. And Fountain of Life with mana recovery, range increased and duration increase. If you have other usage for the mana recovery, just put the point somewhere else, like cooldown for Salvation chain, or immunity to ground control on Inner Peace. Both are great options here. Yeah, I use it for the mana, just so I don't have to use my Inner Peace during fights that often if I manage to survive for longer. So yeah, Fountain of Life, all free, beneficial. If you don't need the mana, use the 5 points elsewhere. On the staff On focused firebombs, on serial firebombs, you really want to get the focused firebombs for the debuff, and you want to get these two because this one allows you to cast it while moving, and the third one increases the range. And the third one increases the radius, so when there are people clumped together, you can hit multiple people with the firebomb. So when someone is running low, and your team is focusing them, not really your team, but the DPSs from your alliance, just pop the fireball like this into the clump that is getting focused, and hope that the people focusing them will able to kill them before the debuff wears off, which it lasts for 3 seconds. So yeah, Icebound armor. So just spec Icebound Tomb into Icebound armor, turns Icebound Tomb into a self-target Icebound armor. You don't need to press any special like cast. You don't need to cast it on yourself. It automatically casts on yourself. Just your 2 seconds immunity to damage. So that's that. If you get 7 points somewhere, you can pair that with bind, which would also bound targets around you. It works. Okay, I'm not using it. I'm not waiting for 1 minute, but yeah, it would basically root the people targeting you around you, and you can blink out of there while they are still rooted and keep running. So that would let you make even larger gap between you and the enemy. Victorious energy has high focus. Using Victorious energy specialization here for the melee, ranged and magic evasion. Basically, if you really feel safe and you want to dish out some damage, you can pop it before you start casting your fireball and chain lightning, just to have higher chance to hit those spells. But yeah, mainly use that defensively. That's your reliable source of defense, together with Icebound armor and your one skills. So yeah, and the last one here, Judgment Lightning, consecutive use, turns your Judgment Lightning to have a cast time, but you always can cast it twice by that, and it also adds the shield shred. So when hit, 80% chance that shield block chance decreases by 30%. So you can cast it twice, so it is most of the times guaranteed. Then the debuff lasts for 5 seconds, I believe. Yeah, 5 seconds, and you can cast it twice, as you can see. And the second specialization there also provides it with guaranteed AoE, so it jumps to other targets around. So yeah, that's for skills. That's everything for skills. Now for stat points, 70 strength, no brainer, like max health and defenses, keeps you alive. Then 40 perception for buff duration, because you want to keep your invincible wall, keep your blessed barrier up. Increases your victorious energy buff as well, increase the duration of Icebound armor as well. So yeah, helps you keep your buffs up for longer. So 40 perception as the second focus, and third focus would be the debuff duration from wisdom. Run with your wand in main hand all time, like that's a no-brainer. Wand has a lot better like passive skills here, so that would be that. So 70 strength, 40 perception, 40 wisdom, and the rest into either strength or fortitude, depending on how much points you have left. I had 1 point left here, so I've put it to strength. For the weapon specialization, just damage on wand, gives you 2 wisdom and cooldown speed here. Those are the most important stats here. So cooldown speed and 2 wisdom. And in the second row, like that's your defensives. So yeah, more cooldown speed, buff duration. You get heavy attack chance here, but once you get mastery level 20, I would just get rid of this mana regen here, just keep the buff duration and put 3 points here to get the mana cost efficiency, which will most likely have higher value than the mana regen here with heavy attack chance. So yeah, just put 3 points, get spiritual focus. And yeah, that's it for wand passives. For staff passives, the top 2 rows plus 1 point into mana regen, basically. Because weaken chance is useless for you, burning damage also, you are not doing damage. So yeah, top 2 rows plus mana regen, and run around with your wand, because as you can see here, if you swap to staff, you will lose your defensive passives from your wand, and you are also losing 2 wisdom, so your cooldowns get a little bit slower. That's why wand is always better. For runes, red ones, magic heavy attack chance, that would be the best one in my opinion here, because it gives your heals chance to double heal basically. That's the green number times 2 with it, so that's what heavy attack chance makes. And magic heavy attack chance, like your wand heals are magic attacks, magic heals, so magic heavy attack chance here. The second best would be magic critical strike chance, which critical strike does, like you are rolling from minimum to maximum amount that you will heal, and critical strike, when you critical strike with a heal, means that you will heal for the maximum amount. So that's not the times 2, that's the heavy attack. Critical strike chance is a chance that you will heal with the maximum amount possible with the heal, which then can heavy attack, and you will heal for maximum times 2. So yeah, those would be the best 2 stats, magic heavy attack chance or magical critical strike chance. For blue runes, the best one here would probably be for my specific build, melee evasion. I don't have those yet, so I'm using melee heavy attack evasion. So enemies have lower chance to do double damage to me. And the yellow ones, skill damage resistance. Yeah, use those on everything. So melee evasion or ranged endurance on blue ones, and skill damage resistance on yellow ones. And that applies to all the pieces. And for the set bonuses here, you want free strength and critical hit damage reduction on both your weapons. And then you want movement speed and critical hit damage reduction on your belt. Wisdom and critical hit damage reduction on your necklace. Attack speed and max health on your bracelet. And cooldown speed and perception on both of your rings. Cooldown speed, yeah. So yeah, that's it. I think that I've covered everything. If I forgot something, just ask and I will try to answer in the comment section below. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm sorry for the long video, but yeah, it is complicated to explain all the mechanics. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I will see you, well, maybe in the wand bow build once I learn how to play that. See you in the next one, guys. Bye.